Good morning, dear children. Today we will discuss the topic Kirchhoff's law of current distribution. The problems related with simple electrical circuits and network can be solved by using our normal Ohm's law. But it is inconvenient to solve the problems related with complicated electrical circuit and network. To study complex circuit in 1842, a German physics scientist Robert Kirchhoff concluded something from the experiences and gave two laws which are known as Kirchhoff's laws. Actually, Kirchhoff's laws can be used as the extension of our Ohm's law. So Ohm's law was used to find out the total current, it was used to find out the resistance, it was used to find out the potential difference by using the equation V equals IR. Just like that one, we are using Kirchhoff's laws also to extend that Ohm's law, that is to find out the resistance, to find out the voltage, to find out the current, etc, etc. But only the difference is Ohm's law can only be used for simple circuits, but Kirchhoff's law can be used for finding out these values of complicated circuits and networks. So Kirchhoff's, there are two laws, and the first law we are going to discuss. First law of Kirchhoff, it is known as Kirchhoff's current law or junction rule. So let's see how this current law or junction rule is applied in networks. According to this law, in a network of conductors, so it is important to by heart this law, the algebraic sum of, in a network of conductors, the algebraic sum of all current that is I meeting at any junction of any circuit is always 0. That means the sum of current meeting at a junction will be always 0. Let's see this law through diagrams, through different diagrams. Now a current I1 is coming to this junction, a current I2 is coming again to the same junction, and a current I3 is leaving from this particular junction. According to Kirchhoff's rule, the sum of all these currents should be equal to 0. That means I1 plus I2 plus I3 should be equal to 0. Out of these currents, you can see I1 and I2 are coming into the junction and I3 is leaving from the junction. So to indicate that stepping out process from this junction, we will use this I3 value as negative. So how this one can be written? I1 plus I2, instead of plus I3, you can write plus of minus I3 will be equal to 0. Why this minus came? Because I3 current is leaving from the junction, going from the junction. So finally the equation can be written like this: I1 plus, I1 is coming, plus I2 is coming, minus I3 should be equal to 0. This law can be stated like this also: the current coming into the junction should be equal to the value of current leaving from the junction. From this equation itself, you can rewrite another equation, that is I1 plus I2 will be equal to this minus I3. It is going to the RHS side, it will turn to I3. So current entering the junction, I1 plus I2 is the current, total current entering the junction will be equal to I3 value. What is I3? I3 is the current that is leaving from the junction. I3 is the total current that is leaving from the junction. These two things are the statements of Kirchhoff's first law, which is known as current law or junction rule. The total algebraic sum of all the currents in a junction will be equal to 0. Otherwise, the total current entering the junction will be equal to the total current leaving from the junction. Now I will draw another network. See, current I1 is coming to the junction, current I2 is coming to the junction, and I am giving some values also for these current values. So 5 ampere, let it be 4 ampere. 5 ampere and 4 ampere is coming to the junction, and two current values are leaving from the junction, and out of that one current value is 2 ampere, and this current value I don't know. Can you find out this current value? How this can be done? By using this equation, you can easily find out the current value. How? The current entering or the current coming to a junction will be equal to the current going out of the same junction. So it can be written like this: I1 plus I2 will be equal to, this one can be named as I3 and this one can be named as I4. 4A is I1 and 5A is I2. I1 plus I2, they all are coming to the junction. This will be equal to the current leaving from the junction. So I1 plus I2 will be equal to I3 plus I4. This can be, the values can be substituted. So definitely 4 ampere plus I2 value is 5 ampere will be equal to I3 also. It is available 2 ampere plus I4. So how can this be solved? This one can be gone here. So 4 plus 5, it is 9 ampere. This 2 ampere will go to this side. 9 ampere minus 2 ampere will be equal to I4 value. So definitely I4 will be equal to 9 ampere minus 2 ampere. It will be 7 ampere. Like that, because of Kirchhoff's law, we can easily find out the current values. If the 3 current values are available, or if other current values are available, we can easily find out the remaining current value. So 5 ampere plus 4 ampere will be equal to 2 ampere plus I4 value. So from that equation, we could able to find out I4 value as 7 ampere. Now you can see 5 ampere plus 4 ampere, 9 ampere, 7 ampere plus 2 ampere, both are 9 ampere. Or according to this statement, you can write 5 ampere plus 4 ampere, and leaving from the junction, you can put minus sign, minus 2 ampere minus 7 ampere will be equal to 0. These are the two statements of Kirchhoff's first law. Now we will go through Kirchhoff's second law, which is commonly known as mesh or loop rule. Here the law states like this: the net potential drop, net total potential drop, or the sum of, this one is more easy, the sum of EMF in a closed mesh, mesh can be otherwise called loop, of an electrical network. So we are discussing about networks, complicated networks here. Network equals the sum of the product of current and its corresponding resistance. Okay, its corresponding resistance present in the given mesh or loop. So this law is almost similar to Ohm's law. Ohm's law was stated like that: V equals I into R. Here also it is similar. Here the difference is, instead of potential, we are using electromotive force, that is capital letter E. Capital letter E in a closed loop, of an electrical network will be equal to the sum of product of current, that is I, into corresponding resistance. That means E equals summation I into R. Summation means total. In Ohm's law, it was dealing with only one electrical current and one resistance available in a circuit. But here we are discussing about the algebraic sum. So what is Kirchhoff's second law or mesh or loop rule? The sum of EMF in a closed loop of an electrical network is equal to the sum of products of current and its corresponding resistance. Current into resistance, product of current into resistance will be equal to the EMF value. Mathematically, it can be written like this: sum of EMF capital E, this one is indicating the sum, capital E, will be equal to product of the total product of current and its corresponding resistance. This is the mathematical form of Kirchhoff's second law or Kirchhoff's loop rule. Let's see some sign convention also. If we travel in the direction of current in a mesh, so suppose this is our closed loop and current is traveling from positive side to negative side. You know, current is traveling from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative side. If we are traveling in this way, we can take it as positive value for current. So if we travel in the direction of current in a mesh, then the product of current and corresponding resistance is taken as positive. And if we are traveling just opposite to this current direction, then it should be taken in negative. So it should be taken as a negative value. So if we travel in the direction of current in a mesh or a loop, then the product of current and its corresponding resistance I into R is taken as positive, and it is taken as opposite to conventional current will be negative. So if we travel from the negative to positive electrodes of the cell through the electrolyte, then EMF is taken as positive, otherwise negative. Listen carefully. If we travel from the negative to positive electrodes of the cell through the electrolyte, then EMF is taken as positive, otherwise negative. So let's see an example here. I will show one simple network. That means positive, negative cell. Then here there is a resistance value. Okay, resistance, I am naming it as R1, and here another resistance is being connected. This one can be taken as R2, and this one is an electrode, correct? This one is an electrode. I am naming it as E. Now see, this is a complicated electrical circuit. You can see 1, 2, and as a whole 3 closed loops are available in this circuit, in this network. You see, this one is the first loop, okay, this one and this one, and this one is the second loop, and one more is available. Which one? This bigger loop is the third one. So 1, 2, and this bigger loop. So totally 3 closed loops are available in this network itself. So from this electrode, from this cell, current I is going. But at this moment, current is being splitted into two. So here also current is going. This one can be taken as I1, okay, and here I2 current is going. So definitely I2 is going across this way and I1 current is going through this way, and they will meet here. They will meet definitely here, and here I1 plus I2 both are joining. You know that I was splitted into I1 and I2. So when they are meeting, I1 plus I2, you will again get I. So there is no loss in current finally. So I is splitting into I1 and I2, and after traveling through here, current will definitely meet here, and I1 plus I2 will again give you, I1 plus I2 will again give you current I itself. So total current entering the junction will be equal to total current coming back to the junction. That also we know. Now let's solve this network by using this theorem. That means in a closed loop, the total EMF will be equal to the product of current and its corresponding resistance value. So let's say this first loop. This one is the first loop. In this first loop, the product of current and resistance available. Let's see, current is coming from here. See, it is same current direction is there. So I1 into, what is the resistance value corresponding to I1? It is R1. I1 into R1 will be equal to the EMF value. So I1 into R1 will be equal to E. First one is solved. First network, first loop, it is solved. And let's see the second network. Second network, I am taking this one. So this one is the second network. See, I1 is going into R1. See, here also I have to do a calculation. Let's see how it comes. So I1, it is going, see, my pen is going in this direction, and at the same time I2 also is coming. Okay, I2 is going like this. I2 is going like this. Now let's see. I1 into R1. I1 into R1. So it is going in this loop. Now you see. I2 is here, but look at the direction. I2 is going in this direction. That means it is just opposite to my direction of the current flow. So I1 was in the correct direction. That means I1 into R1, but I2 is just opposite to my pen direction. So it should be taken as minus according to sign convention. So I2 corresponding resistance value for current I2 is R2. So minus I2 R2. You see how I2 became minus. I1 is in this direction, it is okay, but loop is going like this, but I2 is just opposite to this direction. So I2 should be taken as minus, will be equal to, what is the total EMF in this loop? What is the total EMF in this loop? You see, there are no additional cells, there are no additional electrolytes or battery present in this particular loop. So nothing is there. That means the total EMF in that loop is, of course, it is 0. So that one also is solved. Why it became 0? Means there is no cell or electrolyte available in this particular loop. Now it's all about the third loop. Third loop is this bigger one, okay, this bigger one. And in that loop, you can write like this, I2 into R2. See, here only I2 current is there. So I2 into R2 will be equal to the EMF value. So in this big direction, you can write I2 into R2 will be equal to the EMF value. That is the 3 solutions for this particular network. Kirchhoff's second law can also be stated like this in your entrance examinations. It is always asking. Kirchhoff's second law is stating as, in an electrical circuit along a closed mesh, the algebraic sum of change in potential, that means delta V, the algebraic sum of change in potential will be equal to 0. In the previous law, it was the algebraic sum of current was equal to 0, but here the algebraic sum of voltage or the change in the algebraic sum of change in potential or voltage will be equal to 0. That's why Kirchhoff's law is also known as Kirchhoff's voltage law. That means Kirchhoff's voltage law. Mesh rule, loop rule, second law, as well as Kirchhoff's voltage law. Everything same only. First one was known as Kirchhoff's current rule, and here it is called as Kirchhoff's voltage law. Tomorrow we will discuss about the first device, that is using the principle of Kirchhoff's 2 laws. It is called Wheatstone's bridge. Tomorrow we will discuss that topic. Thank you, students.